Hello, Lynn Watts here with Wyatt the Wonder Dog Books. And today I want to talk about how you can create a generosity focused environment, especially, of course, as relates to schools and as an elementary school counselor. First of all, I think that it probably goes without saying that generosity doesn't just help those who receive a generous gesture or who are the receivers of generosity, but it also substantially helps the person who is the giver. And so studies show that acts of kindness or generosity can do a number of things. It can improve mood, it can reduce stress, and it can improve an overall well-being of life or living. I think this is really important to notice and to note because let's say you are working with somebody who is depressed or somebody who is stressed. Um, Much of that emotion comes from uh, spending a lot of time focusing on self and looking inward. And one technique or one strategy for helping someone to overcome those feelings and to get beyond those feelings, certainly not the only thing to do, but one thing that is often helpful is helping them become other focused. So not only do what do you need, but what can you do to help others, to help the environment, to help, whoever or whatever matters to that person. And that can give them a better sense um, and of not only uh, who they are, but also how way to feel better emotionally themselves. In a world that's often divided by a lot of self-interest and a lot of division, fostering generosity helps children develop empathy for others. Obviously, focusing on others, it builds stronger social connections. One of the things that we know is important in developing resilience is to have strong social connection and to develop a sense that you can contribute to the world. Two things that are important for resilience. So again, generosity helps. And certainly it helps children develop into more compassionate adults as well. So teaching generosity, I think, is an important concept, an important character trait, not just at certain holiday seasons, but all throughout the year. So how can you do that? I'm going to talk about four things in this video. One, and the first, and this goes for all character traits, the first is to simply model generosity ourselves. So making sure that we are also generous toward others, showing acts of kindness, both small and large, whether it's helping someone out or surprising someone with a encouraging note, a smile, a compliment. Does generosity a lot of times we think takes money and being a secret Santa or a secret friend to someone, but really all these small things that we do all day every day model generosity. The second thing is encouraging and teaching empathy. When we are generous, we are also empathetic, and it's certainly I'm not sure which comes first. Empathy certainly leads to being generous, but it's also true that being generous helps someone to be more empathetic towards somebody else and what they need. So building activities into lessons, helping students understand others' needs and feelings is important as well. So a third thing to do is have some sort of visual reminders of that. And you can use anything. Bulletin boards, for instance, are helpful. If you have some sort of newsletter, a website, you can develop some sort of activity like a generosity tree. You can some way recognize generosity through things like that. And so the fourth thing, which is somewhat related, is also to celebrate giving. So especially if you have a school-wide event that showcases generosity, whether it's a food drive or whether it's collecting coats for those who are in need during the winter season, or any of the number of different ways that we can help out in the community. That's celebrating giving. But I think it also is important to recognize those small acts of giving that students do, whether it's just sharing something with another student who needs time, attention, maybe just needs a pencil to write with. All of these things can be considered generous. So I think it's important not to always think of generosity as something that requires a school-wide effort, but instead something that is also available to students on a regular daily basis that they can be generous. So that is 4 ways that you can develop a generosity focused environment in a school, which of course also contributes to a positive environment within a school. So, as always, thanks for listening.